In this video, I want to show you a couple settings you can change in Zoom to make your meeting a lot more secure. First, you want to make sure you have the newest Zoom version, which as of April 21st of this year is version 4.6.12. And you can download that version either on the zoom.us website, or if you have your Zoom app open, you go to the top where it says zoom.us and you click on that, and on the drop down window you will see check for updates, and hit that, and then it's going to ask you to update your version of Zoom. So once you have the newest version of Zoom, you log into your account and we go to meetings and we schedule a new meeting. And here, when you scroll down a little bit, you can see the meeting ID, and it's personal meeting ID or generated automatically. We want to make sure it's generated automatically. The personal meeting ID would always be the same, but we want to make sure it's every time you Zoom, it's generated a new meeting ID. Then we also want to go and make sure that require meeting password is checked. That way, everybody has to enter this password before joining the meeting. Down below, we see meeting options, and we want to make sure that enable join before host is not checked. We don't want anybody to go into the Zoom meeting before you, as the host, is able to do that. You want to be the first person in the Zoom meeting, and you want to make sure that the waiting room is enabled. That means anybody who's going to join your Zoom meeting is first going into a waiting room. So nobody can join your meeting until you tell them, okay. So you'll see the waiting room and you can admit all of them at once or individually. Let's go to settings again. And we're going to scroll down a little bit. And we'll make sure that join before host is unchecked here. And use personal meeting ID when scheduling a meeting is also turned off. Again, we want to make sure require a password when scheduling new meetings is on. Same for instant meetings. And for personal meetings, we want to make sure that everybody needs to use a password to come in. And that would even require a password for people joining by phone. We then scroll down a little bit and we go to screen sharing. And we want to make sure that only the host can screen share. And you make sure we hit save. Now, if you need to have other participants screen share, you can turn that on once you have your Zoom meeting going on. And we're going to scroll way down to the section of the waiting room. And once again, we just want to make sure the waiting room is enabled and that all participants are being placed into the waiting room. We can also lock a meeting. So when you start your Zoom call, and at the bottom, you see the participants. You click on that, and you'll see all the people in the waiting room. The bottom right, there's a tab that says More. Once you have all your fellow Zoomers admitted to your meeting, you can actually lock the meeting, and now no one else can join your meeting. Let's go back to the settings on the website, and I want to show you a couple more advanced security options. We hit settings, and we hit in meeting, and we scroll down to require encryption for third-party endpoints. Well, we're gonna make sure that's turned on. There's extra encryption, extra security. Then we hit meetings again, schedule a new meeting, and we scroll down, and we're gonna turn on only authenticated users can join. What that means is that only the people that authenticate themselves before can join. So you would have to send them emails. They have to go through the whole process. It's a lot more work for you. I don't think it's necessary. But if you want to be really secure, go ahead and do that. and make sure you hit save. One last thing, you should never post your invite on social media. Do not post it on Facebook, do not post it on Instagram. The only way to invite people is via email. Should be very secure now. Thanks for listening.